And welcome into Vikings Vent Line. It's Zulgad. It's Danny Cunningham, AJ producing for us, and Seth Auger running all of our various streams, which you can watch us at Facebook. You can watch us on Twitter. You can watch us on Twitch as well. 651-646-8255. 651-646-8255. 4230 just went final. 3 consecutive wins. And Danny, you know what? Kirk Cousins and this offense look damn good today.
This is 2 weeks in a row they've looked really good. That this game plan looked good. Kirk Cousins looked great under center. Dalvin Cook had a very good game this week after not really being needed a whole ton last week. But this was, I think, the most complete offensive performance that we've seen from the squad.
As we just said, Vikings win 42-30. Kirk Cousins goes 24 of 34, throws for a season high 337 yards, throws for 4 touchdowns, has no picks, looked great. And so, and Cook, after having, I wouldn't say no role last week, but certainly, as you just said, Danny Cunningham, not a huge role for him.
Sure. Not as big as today.
Comes in and rushes for 142 yards on 25 carries and 2 touchdowns. An impressive showing. 651-646-8255. Viking Vent Line is the show. Vikings now improved to 5-2 on the season. If you have not heard, the Packers now go to 6-1 as they beat up on the dreadful Oakland Raiders at home. Let's start the phone calls by going to our buddy Bob in Pennsylvania. Bob, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Big win today.
Yep.
I got a little business thing coming up soon, so I'm gonna be business-like today.
Let's hear
Not
it.
usually like this.
Bob, that's no fun.
Well, no. I just want to make an analogy.
All right.
The analogy of the business that I have is this to the game, is that for the last 3 games, this offense and game plan has been business-like. It's been building. It's been getting better. You know, I've been waiting a decade to see this type of offense. Open it up, throw the ball on first down, throw deep, spread it out to your playmakers, business-like. And if Jonathan's on your show, I would request a song by Swing Out Sister called Breakout, because I think that this offense and this game plan has broken out. And at some point, I would love to hear that song. And if I don't hear it, I'm going to play it on my way over to my business. How's that sound?
Sounds like a winning plan, Bob. I
Have
like
a good
it.
Have
Thanks
a good
for the
meeting.
call.
By the way, this is how you win a Super Bowl, too. If you continue running your offense like this,
It's running
and
great.
playing defense, and I'm getting, it's just one step closer to buying that Super Bowl ticket like we talked about last week. Didn't get it yet, but, it's another step closer.
All right, Bob.
Starting to look at hotels in Miami.
Appreciate the phone call.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm looking. I'm definitely looking.
Thanks, Bob. Take care. Viking Vent Line, we're in the TCL Broadcast Studios. Vikings win 42-30 over the Lions at Ford Field today. They improved to 5-2 on the season. 651-646-8255 if you would like to join the conversation like Jeff in Texas is about to do. Hello, Jeff.
The whole point of Vikings Vent Line is to be able to call in and vent about something, and I'm struggling to find something to vent about.
But you can be happy and vent.
Yes. Okay. Well, how do you pull your hamstring on a touchdown catch? I mean, stretch before the game. That's the whole point. And the coaches apparently ain't making them stretch enough. Thielen never gets hurt, but he has a hamstring. Then Diggs drops a touchdown pass. He should have had it.
Jeff, they scored 42 points.
Jeff, you seem awfully upset about a win.
I can't be
Jeff,
happy.
stop venting.
Jeff, come
How
on.
could
Be
he
happy.
catch that not run in with that 66-yard touchdown pass on the last play?
He was
How could he not
gassed.
get in the end zone?
Jeff, what more do you want?
I mean, it's just ruining my fantasy, man. It's ruining my fantasy team.
But Jeff, Kirk Cousins threw 4 touchdowns, and I think he's been incredible the last 3 games. You've got to vent about how happy you are about Kirk Cousins.
I think I'm in a dream, man. This is between them and the Gophers. This is like,
It is weird.
yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jeff.
Have a good
Bye.
one, Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
I think I'm in a dream is what Jeff said.
How do you pull your hamstring? I don't know, but it looked painful. And that's the thing is, second drive, touchdown catch, Thielen pulls his hamstring, and Danny, we're saying, oh boy, that's not good. That's not. And BC Johnson, congratulations, you've done it again. The Vikings find another late round receiver pick who comes in and plays fantastic. So, back to the phone lines. Ben in Florida, you're up next on Viking Vent Line after another victory for the lads. What do you think?
I don't think. Well, let me just say this.
Yeah.
if the offense if the offense continues to play like this, who is going to beat this team? That's the question I like to know. Who will beat this team if the offense plays like this consistently? The defense, I didn't like how they played pretty much most of the game. It's a good thing we have the Redskins coming up because they scored as many points against the 49ers as you and I did. But you know, if the offense continues to play like this, they're going to win a lot of football games this year. So, hey, 5-2, one game out of first place in the NFC North. You know, you never know, but give credit to Kirk Cousins. He's balling out. And the offensive line, they have balled out a lot the last 2 weeks. We're not talking about the offensive line a lot, which is a very good thing.
Thank you, Ben.
The offensive line looked great today. I thought that the offensive line had its best game of the season. They did everything at will. They protected Kirk. I don't think he got sacked once.
The last two games,
kept him out of trouble.
They've been damn good.
But they ran the ball effectively today, too. I think today was the most complete effort. And to Ben's point about Washington's offense struggling, in the month of October, Washington's baseball team has scored more than their football team has.
In fact, speaking of, Stan in D.C., that team that you're forced to watch as your home team out there defines the word stinks, I think.
It's awful watching that team out there. It was a real slush out there, and I think at the end, Nick Bosa did a little slip and slide, which was pretty fun to watch. Thanks for taking my call. A couple things. You did talk about the offensive line just before, and it's just so impressive. I know that they're without Mike Daniels, Snacks Harrison for a while, but like when you can just run at will on a team and they can't stop you, it's pretty demoralizing. And I just thought it was really impressive. The one thing I would say is, when Thielen was injured on his touchdown catch, I was worried because in the past, if opponents could take away Thielen and Diggs, Kirk would really shut down and we hold on to the ball for too long. But give Stefanski a lot of credit. He used more tight ends. B.C. Johnson had a great game. C.J. Ham had a great game. The bomb to Diggs speaks for itself. In his last 3 games, like since the Chicago debacle, Kirk is completing 75% of his passes for 10 touchdowns and 1 pick.
How about that?
Like I know it's the Giants, it's the Eagles, it's the Lions, and then you have Washington now on a short week, but like that's really impressive. And I think you have to give him credit, even people who were criticizing him, like you play the teams on your schedule.
Like us, like me.
Them, and yeah,
absolutely. You're right.
But thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, he's been, and listen, 2 things. Kirk's been great. The last 3 games, Kirk's been great.
Yeah.
And the game plans have been great. Like the Chicago game plan, we all were saying, what are you doing?
It wasn't just the performance. It was, what are you even attempting here?
Yeah.
That's what it was against Chicago. It wasn't that, and I'm not giving anyone a pass for that because believe me, offensively, they were not good either in terms of the execution of it. But the goal was so muddy against Chicago, it didn't make sense. Even if they wouldn't have played as well today as they did, you could see what they were trying to do. There was a common sense as to what they were trying to accomplish on the field, and that didn't exist early in the year. It does now.
It seems like those first 3 games or so, or 4 games, it seemed like stubbornness won. Like, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. And then after Chicago, it was, oh, no, you know what? Let's use common sense, too.
Yeah.
And ever
because
since
they
then,
didn't before then.
Kirk's been great. Back to the phone line, 651-646-8255, TCL Broadcast Studios, Vikings Vent Line. And in this case, it's happy venting. Tom in Columbia Heights, you want to talk about the struggling cornerback?
Hey, Judd. I had an opportunity a couple of years ago. A guy I worked with at the team store. I had a Rhodes jersey or a Cook jersey. I am so glad I took that Cook jersey. I'm wearing it right now. And Rhodes, he's not even an average cornerback anymore. This guy needs to go in the off season. And then he's crying about how he got burned. He's just not the same guy anymore. Oh, and real quick, what was Matt Patricia doing, taking timeouts, down 12 with 54 seconds to go? I hope after his fat ass gets fired that Belichick doesn't take
I can't stop you. No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, here's my question, just quickly. If just very briefly, we elect to go Lions Vent Line, Tom, what was Matt Patricia or the offense or our guy Bev doing on the 4th down play call? Forcing the ball back. What were they doing?
I have no idea. That entire team, it is a talented team. They should be a lot better than they are right
Danny
now.
Cunningham. Thanks, Tom. Said the exact same thing. Said, as a football fan, I'm offended. And Danny, I think you were right. It was offensive to watch that.
I got legitimately frustrated with that fourth down call. And I don't care about the Detroit Lions' success ever. There's not been a single moment in my life where I
felt bad for him on Monday. So I thought to myself, man, I felt bad for you. Why did I feel bad for you? You're bozos. You're idiots.
Sure, I did too. I did feel bad for them that they got robbed Monday night. But there's never been a moment in my life where I'm like, man, I really hope the Detroit Lions have success here. Mm-hmm. Never once. And I was mad at them because they called such a horrific play there. That was brutal.
I agree.
Worked out for the Vikings, though.
5-2, 42 spot put up by the Vikings today at Ford Field. And Ryan from Fargo. What is your positive vent on this situation, Ryan?
Well, if we need something to vent about, the guy kind of stole my thunder that called before about roads.
Yep.
He just needs to be like, there's this road block. Okay, that's what he is. And the defense just looking undisciplined at times at the beginning. You just can't give Matthew Stafford those kind of chances. I know he's not Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, but you just can't let him hang around or he will burn you.
And I think that's real true, Ryan. Like, Matthew Stafford is one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't think that he necessarily gets the respect that he deserves, but you're spot on about Xavier Rhodes. This guy has shown kind of time and time again this year that he really can't play anymore. He's certainly nowhere near the guy he once was, but it's hard to call him an average corner in this league. He's been torched time and time again this year.
And it's really nice to see Cousins do good. I mean, like I called in a couple weeks ago and said I will support him as long as I'm on the team. And it's just nice to see him, whatever it is, the coaching or whatever,
everything.
See him bring this team up where it is right now.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, and you know what? He seems like, and the one sort of cerebral takeaway that I got from the game in Chicago was that Kirk Cousins seemed burdened.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, oh my God, I got to play football. It's like, no, man, that's not how you're supposed to play.
Yeah.
And since the Giants game, it's like somebody sat him down and said, Kirk, okay, you're still playing a kid's game. At least enjoy it.
Yeah, have fun.
And he looks like he's having fun now.
He certainly does.
And yes, the play calling is better. He's being asked to do things consistently. And I think there's a confidence being shown in Cousins that makes sense. But really, just that Chicago game struck me as, man, does he look burdened? Yeah. And that's no fun.
No, he was not enjoying himself. You could tell how stressed he was just with the game of football.
651-646-8255. Hayden in Washington, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Not a lot to vent about, actually. It's more just a couple key points I think I want to touch on.
Sure.
One being Kubiak and kind of how I feel he's the key to our success going forward. And then another piece of that is just how strong we are at each position. You know, the running back position with Cook and Madison, and then Irv Smith breaking out, you know, to complement Rudolph. I mean, I just feel like at every position we've got guys that can just step in, and it's the most complete team I think I've seen out of us in quite a while.
Really?
Thanks for the call. Offensively, I can see that point.
It's hard because for me to say this is the most complete team.
Well, the thing about this is you do have multiple weapons now.
Sure.
And you did previously to a certain degree, but the best point made there is this. It's Kubiak.
Yeah.
What we're seeing now is what we all expected to see the day he got hired, right?
Yeah.
Which is, this is going to all make sense. And it's going to be to Cousins' strengths. And it's going to be, and again, that's why through the Chicago game, I watched those games and I'm like, well, hold on a second here. This is sort of odd.
Yeah.
But now this is, if there was an expectation of a plan that Gary, and this is, Kevin's calling plays, but this is Gary's baby. It's his offense. This is how he likes to do things.
Yeah.
And in March, I thought, this is a great hire because of that. And then you saw those first few games and you're like, okay, what's going on here? And now it's all sort of clicked.
I just think that they have, I think they have more holes in their defense than we realized.
I thought he was speaking about the offensive side of the ball.
I heard him just say complete team, which the offense, they have the most complete offense. The offensive line obviously has holes still, even though they were really, really good today. But I do think that defensively there are more holes than we realized at the beginning of the season.
Hello, Chancey and Fargo.
Hey, guys, I am going to give myself an accountability session right now.
I like it.
I called in after the Packers game and basically screamed in the phone, Kirk Cousins is a loser.
I did the same thing on Monday.
That is right. Well, I'm not exactly ready to have Rick Spielman march down for the 5-year extension on the $84 million deal just yet. But props are due. When they signed him to that deal, these last 2 weeks is, I guess, more in line with what I think most Vikings fans were expecting. And you have to give the guy credit when credit's due, and I'll own it. If he starts winning some big games, he pulls out a road win in Kansas City, some high-profile markets, which might be a lot easier now with Mahomes out. People are still going to start to buy in. And the one thing that has changed is they've opened up the playbook where they're taking deep shots. They're we can take that original 3-week game plan of running Dalvin Cook to death and throwing 11 times and just take that and put that right in the trash bin outside US Bank Stadium and crush it. Because you can't win in the NFL that way nowadays. I don't care who your quarterback is. It won't work in the long term. It won't work against playoff teams. They have a great game today where some of the role players really stepped up. I mean, to see Irv Smith, B.C. Johnson, and Kyle Rudolph all actually show up and make contributions, it bodes really well for the team going long term. And if they're going to put up these kind of points, they'll be hosting a home playoff game at US Bank Stadium. So thanks a lot, guys. I want to apologize to Kirk Cousins in the short term, and we'll see how the long term plays out. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Today, Cousins, again, 24 of 34, 337 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was fantastic. And he's been fantastic for 3 consecutive games. And in back-to-back games, he's been great against defenses that we thought were pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. And so, it's been impressive. And again, I think it also goes back to the fact that the game plan, the offensive approach now makes sense. Hey,